Now I know I said I wasn't going to be doing a haul video anytime soon, but honestly this bag, it's not my fault. Blame DB Otaku. Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Chris Captures, and today we do actually have a haul video for you guys today. So I know I said I wasn't going to be hauling much this year, and I kind of stuck to my promise. The ones that I've bought have only been gap fillers for the 5 series that I said I was going to be keeping up to date on. And then the other stuff was DB Otaku's fault. I was down in London for Star Wars Celebration, which you might have seen in one of my other videos or an upcoming video or shorts. Check out my socials if you haven't already. But while I was down in London, I thought, why not meet up with a great new friend, DB Otaku, who I've recently collaborated with, whose video will be coming out shortly, I assume. So while I was down in London in his hometown, we thought, why not hit up Forbidden Planet in every little shop that we could find full of manga. And I set him the task of choosing me 3 new series or 3 new manga books that I would get, but he so graciously decided to gift to me instead not just 3 series in the 3 for 2 from Forbidden Planet, but he got me 5 series, which is crazy. So this video is going to be split up into 2 parts. The first part will be the books that I hauled myself. After that we'll cut to me and DB in Forbidden Planet and outside of Forbidden Planet, going through the books that we've got, and then cut back to me when I explain those series a little bit more now that it's not a total surprise to me. So like I said, I was down in London for Star Wars Celebration, and that was a time that I was prepared for. I had been saving up for it, and unfortunately, due to some circumstances at the convention, I didn't end up spending all the money that I had saved up for the convention. So I took that opportunity to go to Forbidden Planet and make the most of the 3 for 2, and also the huge selection that Forbidden Planet London has got there. It is crazy. So I've got 2 lots of 3 for 2 here, so I've got 6 books which I picked out myself personally. The first book that I hauled was Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 19. This puts me up to date, staying up to date with Jujutsu Kaisen. I didn't want to fall too far behind because this series is on a roll right now, so this one is, you know what, while we're here, on the shelf you go. The second series, I just could not say no to it. I think this was one of the series that I was umming and ahhing would be on the list or not. Either way, it is on the list. This is Kaiju number 8, volume 5. The pink of this cover is popping. Love this series. Love the way it looks on the shelf. Cannot give up collecting this physically. It's incredible. Oh yeah. So these next 2 volumes are gap fillers that I so desperately needed. This is Haikyuu Volume 7 and Volume 8. Now, I had to double check while I was down there. I couldn't get my internet to work in the basement and stuff like that. Luckily, DB Otaku had my entire collection on a spreadsheet. That guy went and made his own spreadsheet for my collection. That guy's a mad lad. That was for an upcoming video that I said we've collaborated on, so he had to know everything that was in my collection. So here we have 7 and 8. He was able to fact check for me and make sure it was definitely 7 and 8 that I was missing from my collection. With these 2, I now have 1 through 10 of Haikyuu collected. It's a big chunk. It's like a quarter of the way through the total series, I believe. So it's a nice little chunk off there. It's like a first box set, if you would. It's like a quarter of it. So volume 8 takes us up to roughly the 2/3 mark of their game against Alba Josai in the knockout tournament. It is a breakneck game. It's intense. This was like the first time that an anime and now a manga made me fist bump for a sports team that didn't even exist. It's crazy. Great series. So many highs. Check it out. These next 2 that I personally hauled myself were fresh off the reprint bandwagon. I went into Forbidden Planet and they were stacked with it. They were lousy with it, like fresh off the presses. I went on the Thursday and it was heaving in there, and I was like, I want to see how much money I have left after the con so that I don't blow all my budget. So I waited and I went back on the Monday, Bank Holiday Monday. It was Bank Holiday weekend, so it was rammed in there on Thursday. I couldn't even look at all the manga if I tried to. Then on the Monday I went back. It was a lot quieter, but it had been quite ransacked, but the stock was still crazy. Like, it still had all the series that I wanted to get a hold of. So I was able to pick up, fresh off the reprint bandwagon, probably because there's a new volume coming out soon. It's Hunter x Hunter Volume 3 and Volume 4. So this was a series that I said to you guys I've now fallen in love with after watching more of the anime, and I definitely wanted to collect more of. So as soon as I had the opportunity to get volume 3 and 4, I knew I had to do it. I'm going to slowly chip away at this series. Every time I can get one as part of a 3 for 2 or something like that, I'll drop one in if it's off the reprint bandwagon, because this has been so hard to get hold of for a while. So now that it's finally coming back in stores, it's a great time. I don't want to pick it up for any more than retail, so if I can get it in a 3 for 2, even better. Volume 4 looks like it takes us to pretty much the end of the Hunter examination arc, where we think it ends anyway, where they're having the one-on-one duels, when it's like, I think it's like the last 10 of them are still in the examination. It's the big reveal of 2 characters have a connection, and then one of them kind of goes off the rails, and Gon in this stole our hearts. He will do anything for his friends. This is how you do the power of friendship. This, Hunter x Hunter, is how you do the power of friendship. So those and the one that's up there are the 6 volumes that I picked up myself as part of 2 lots of 3 for 2. They're the ones I hoard myself. Now over to Forbidden Planet in London with me and my good friend. Please go subscribe to him, check out his latest video, and drop a comment and let him know that I sent you, because he is such a great lad. I'm so glad to have met him in this community. So go check out DB Otaku, and yeah, I'll leave it to us two in the past to let you know what he hauled for me.
I hope you don't have anything.
Oh, well, I've not bought anything else since you last saw it.
Oh,
so.
good. So my spreadsheet's up to date.
The spreadsheet is up to date. Right, so David's bought me too many books in here. I told him to choose out 3 series.
To be fair, most of them were free because of. I actually gave you my free versions.
Oh, okay.
You're not that special.
No, that's special. Oh, okay. Tatsuki Fujimoto, 17 to 21. The short stories that he did, his one-shots before Chainsaw Man and all those series.
We're using Wee Lad.
This one is Shojin X. Yeah. And literally, I said to Lawrence, this was the first one I saw on the shelf. I need to check this out. We've just been talking about Tokyo Ghoul, so it'll be nice to check out that new series. This signature as well, so it's a nice big.
Oh, it's really good. It's really good quality as well.
Have you read this one yet?
I have, yeah. I'm up to date.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's amazing.
There we go.
It's like Chainsaw.
Ooh, what's this? Shy Volume 1. What's this about?
I have no idea. I just picked it up. I picked up the same volume.
It's got a bunch of superheroes on the back. They look pretty cool. Superpowered defenders of the country. Japan's representative is a timid little girl known as Shy. Wonder what her powers are then.
Shyness.
Invisibility. Probably invisibility, that makes sense.
Pass the food.
Oh, what's this? Oh, the Hunter's Girl, the Red Hood.
Yeah. Same mangaka, well not same mangaka, but helped with My Hero.
Oh, nice, okay.
He's the assistant for the mangaka.
You can kind of tell in the art style.
Yeah, same hair, same jawline.
Yeah,
same
exactly.
eyes.
They definitely took inspiration.
We got spoilers, the series did get cancelled, so it's only 3 volumes.
I remember that happening. I remember that happening here in it. Yeah. This is a thick boy. What is this?
Harus Curse.
Oh, Harus Curse. I feel like, have you got this?
I haven't got this, no, but I have read half of it.
I've seen someone else collect this recently. So is this a one-off?
I think it's a one and done.
Okay.
I don't know if it's like a 2-in-1 or
Is this a romance, is it?
I have no idea.
We have no idea. This is going to be an interesting one.
It didn't feel like
That's
a
me, his
romance.
little sister Haru. Or it was her whole world, and now she's gone. Ooh.
It didn't feel like a
It
romance.
looked like there's a funeral going on, so this is probably a tragedy.
Hopefully not.
Tragic series. Well, thank you very much. That is some brand new series there. We're going to check them out. I'll let you know what I think of them.
Well, I haven't started Shy either, so maybe we can read it together.
That's the plan. That's the plan right there.
Oh, thank you.
So you just had the surprise reaction of me finding out what David had bought for me. Now on to me just explaining them a little bit more. The first one that we had was Tatsuki Fujimoto's 17 to 21. 17 to 21 features an anthology of short stories and one-shots that he entered into competitions or into Shonen Jump before he created Fire Punch and Chainsaw Man. We'll go on the shelf with Look Back. I'm so excited to read this because I want to see more stuff of what he did. Look Back, it was a great one-shot. We know that he can do great long-form storytelling, so I want to check out more of his one-shots. Really, really interesting creator. So I am buzzing to have this. Thank you, David, for choosing this for me. I was going to pick this up at some point, but it feels even more special now that a good friend picked it up for me. So the next one is Shojin X from the creator of Tokyo Ghoul. Now, I think the reason that he picked this up for me was because before we went to Forbidden Planet, we were in Waterstones, and we were talking about Tokyo Ghoul in there, because I've not really been able to talk to people about Tokyo Ghoul much. And I was explaining how I really enjoyed the series, but I felt like the end of Tokyo Ghoul was a letdown. But then then DB told me that it is really a story of two parts. Like, it's not two separate series with their own beginning, middle, and end. It is just one complete arc. So I will be reading Tokyo Ghoul at some point, and it does change my opinion on it, because I did really enjoy it. I just felt like it ended weird. So I do love the creator's work. So Shojin X, which is the same creator, doing another dark shonen twist. I'm so excited to read this. The art style inside of it looks gorgeous, as always, and I'm really excited to see what the creator learned from Tokyo Ghoul and took into this series. Everybody that I know that has read this has really enjoyed it, so I'm super excited and love to have this in the collection. It's quite a hefty boy with a Viz signature size, and also it's quite thick. It's a substantial book, so thank you. I am super excited for this. Okay, I'm actually going to leave the one that I'm most interested in for last. So next I'm going to do the Hunters Guild Red Hood. So this was a series, when I found out about it, was from its cancellation in Shonen Jump. But this series really intrigued me. I haven't spoken about it though, so like DB just somehow got inside my head and knew that this was a series I was interested in. So I believe there's 3 volumes out in English right now. I don't know how many it's going to be when it's completed, because like I did say, it did get cancelled before it was able to finish its overarching story. So I think they speed ran the ending. This concept to me is fascinating. And also I'm intrigued to see how I feel about reading a series that I know gets cancelled, because all the other series that I've read have had their own conclusion or are still ongoing. So it'll be interesting to see if I could figure out why it got cancelled, or whether it's just an unfortunate product of the Shonen Jump machine. But either way, super excited for this. I wanted to pick it up. It's going to be a nice short run because it did get cancelled, unfortunately. So hell yeah. Also, the action artwork and the creature design in this, chef's kiss, just from a quick glance through. Oh yeah. I'm going to enjoy this. The penultimate one is Harus Curse. This is my first one by Vertical Comics as well. So this is a big chunky boy. Ooh, a couple colour pages in there. I think, yeah, this appears to just be a one-shot. So after the title character Haru dies, her sister, Natsumi, agrees to date her sister's fiancé, Togo. And this obviously is going to lead to some sort of conflict. They are obviously both grieving a person that meant so much to them, and then they end up dating themselves. I wonder why they ended up dating. Maybe I don't know if it's some sort of arranged marriage, so they moved that arrangement onto the next daughter in line. But either way, it seems like it's going to be quite an interesting romance, because will there actually be a romance at the end of it, or is it more of a story of grief? Or I don't know. What's it going to be about? Like, how is this story going to go? Is it going to go down the happiness route, finding life and love after death, or is it going to go down the more conflicted route and show how grief can tear people apart, and when you are forced into a strange situation, how does your past affect both of you? Because they are both affected by this traumatic thing. Is that going to bring them together in the end? I don't know, and I'm super interested to check this out. It's a one and done, which is super nice. This is so out of left field for my collection, but it does quite sound like something that I like based on my taste in movies and stuff like that. It's probably a really good choice for me. Maybe David knows my choices better than I do. Maybe I just get David to pick all my manga from now. Wait, no. Nope. I saw some of the rap stuff that he was looking at. Yeah, you're not picking it without me around anyway. David, you have great taste, and then you got some nasty man taste, okay? So the last series to talk about is Shy. And this is a volume 1, so this is an ongoing series. I have never even heard of this. This is being published by Yen Press. And since being given it outside of thing, I've read the blurb, I've had a flick through. The artwork looks gorgeous. Like, its character designs are simplistic enough that you can tell from a silhouette who each character is, but there's like really nice detail work in there. Follows a group of superheroes, and each country has their own representative superhero, and Japan's is this superhero named Shy on the cover. It doesn't say in the blurb what her superpower is going to be. I'm going to assume with a name like Shy, it's probably that she can turn invisible, because that's kind of like teenage girl shyness. Invisibility is normally the superpower that they go for with that. Think Violet from The Incredibles. But the cast of characters on the back, and also just flicking through a very quick glance. Oh, there's like some demon hands going on. Maybe it's not invisibility. Maybe she's shy because of the crazy dark powers that she can possess. But either way, this was the one that sparked mine and my friend Richard's imagination when we were flicking through it in a restaurant after being with David. So this one definitely is my most excited one out of the bunch that he got me. Just to read and see what the plot is actually going to be, because it's superhero based. You've seen my collection. On point. It's got beautiful artwork. It's an interesting premise. It's a Justice League, but kind of ran by the UN by the sounds of it. Each country has its own representative, so maybe it'll get political in there. Sort of Captain America Civil War, where you're trying to infuse superheroes and what they deem as justice mixed with the global powers that be and what they determine is justice or what they think is a righteous cause. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but as a quick flick through and the premise, that's where my brain goes. So super excited to check out Shy. I have, like I said, didn't even hear of it, didn't even know this existed. I'm not up to date with Yen Press's titles, so yeah, this was super out of left field. And then after David gave it me, I was seeing it everywhere on every shelf, so hell yeah, super excited for this. So this is the fatty stack that I got this time. Super excited. Again, thank you to DB Otaku. Please go check out his channel, because he is just the best boy in British manga tube, maybe in all of manga tube. I don't know everyone personally yet, but he's my good friend. He's got great taste. What can I say? The man's got taste in friends and in manga. So please go check him out. Let him know that I sent you. And I'll see you guys in the next video, where hopefully there won't be more manga, but there will definitely be some Star Wars action figures and the such. We need to go through all that still. Also, stay tuned to my other socials. I've got loads of short form content coming soon on those. I'm juggling a lot of things right now, but I need to get as much done before I have a wisdom tooth ripped out my mouth and I can't talk for a couple of days. So I really need to get better at ending videos. Goodbye. Also, I got Sasoro Gojo-san